Why don't men leave when they're unhappy? Like, why don't men just leave? Like, man will be unhappy in their thing and they'll go and do rubbish or they'll just firm it. They won't say nothing. Why don't men leave?
That's a good question, still.
Like, what's the actual reason for it?
Because I've not left.
You know what it is? It's one thing in it. This is not personal experience, by the way. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Don't quote me.
But I feel like women can't handle the ultimate truth in it. Like, if you be very harsh and say, this is why I'm leaving, she might die, bro.
No cap.
Fam.
He said women cannot handle the truth. So that is why most men stay in a relationship, they stay in a marriage. If they are unhappy, they still stay there. But come to think of it, if a woman is not happy in a relationship, the first thing that comes to her mind is she wants to leave, she just want to go, or she tries to find happiness outside. But trying to find happiness outside for a woman is not really easy. But for a man, you can still be in a relationship and still find your happiness outside. But for women, you have to leave for you to find that happiness, because if you don't leave that relationship, you can't find happiness. So why do men stay in a relationship even while they're unhappy? You should see them staying there. I'd like to know your thoughts down in the comment section, and that's what today's conversation is all about. Hey, beautiful people, how are you all doing today? It's your girl, Maria Davis, and I'm back again with another interesting video. So yeah, this conversation, it was happening on TikTok, of course, and people were wondering that why do men stay in a relationship even if they are not happy? Why are they still there? Why can't they just leave and just wake up one day and be like, I'm done, I want to leave this marriage? But men don't do that. Most men don't do that. Maybe few will do that, probably, that's gotten to this place. But most men don't do that. But then I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section. I have stitches from men telling us why they will stay in a relationship, why they're going to stay in their marriage if they're unhappy. And I also have stitches from women telling us what they think is running through men's head. That, okay, this is the reason why these men are not going to stay. This is the reason why these men are not going to leave this relationship. This is the reason why they're going to be in this relationship. Okay, I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to share my thoughts after all the stitches.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy? Like, why don't men...
The relationship is normally not at risk when a man is unhappy, especially if he knows that he has a good woman, even if he's upset with her. Men are usually solution-based, we are very reasonable, and most men are very logical in the decisions that they make. Whereas women are very in tune with their emotions, which is a great thing. But unfortunately, sometimes women can make irrational decisions based on how they're feeling in the moment. If we feel we have a good woman in our lives, we will do everything in our power to try to fix it, because we know that we're going to have ups and downs. Relationship is not defined also by the good days. They're also defined by the bad days. I'm not going to say all women. There are many women out there that will leave a good man in search of a feeling. Some women end up having many situationships. Some women actually end up finding a man that can give her that same feeling she used to get. But after a while, it goes away. Although feelings are very valid, you have to be devoted, committed, and understand that feelings come and go. You must be willing to work it out with your partner.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy?
I think one reason why men stay even when they're unhappy is because they're waiting on you to do it. They expected you to do the emotional labor the entire time you were in the relationship, and they also want you to do that exact same labor when you're leaving the relationship or you're ending the relationship. Some men, they don't want to have to explain to family and friends. They don't want to be the quote-unquote bad guy. Even when they were horrible to you while in the relationship, they could have been cheating on you, putting their hands on you, not contributing to the house financially. They could have been a horrible individual, but they don't want it to be said that they left you. They don't want to leave. They want to be able to tell the kids, I tried to make it work, but your mama, it's your mama. And like, sometimes men do it, and it's cowardice to me. If you're not happy, if you're going to act like you don't want to be in a relationship, then why don't you go ahead and end it? But sometimes they do that because they want you to have to explain to family and friends. They want to be able to say, I was trying to make it work. It was her. She did it. It's a sad, lonely boy who does this.
Why do men stay when they're unhappy? I remember being in a broken relationship a long time ago, and the reason why I had a hard time leaving was because I did not want to leave my daughter behind. But in the end, I realized that it was more beneficial to my daughter and to me for me to not stay in a broken relationship. I mean, I still hurt for the amount of time I believe I missed or I miss constantly from not always seeing my daughter every day. But in the long run, the decision will be beneficial to both of us. It has been beneficial to me so far, and it has been beneficial to her, that decision to not stay in a broken relationship. This is my perspective on why do men stay in broken relationships. At least sometimes. This is one reason why I think why men stay when they're unhappy.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy? Like, why don't men?
I listened to the entire video thinking that I might actually get a reasonable response, and his answer was that women can't handle the truth. First of all, that's a lie because men can't handle the truth. That's why women have to be careful when they reject men because men might murder them. The reason men don't leave is because they're still benefiting from that woman and they're milking her whether they like her or not. So, for example, they might be splitting rent 50-50. She's cooking all the meals, cleaning up after him, doing his laundry. Of course, he's not going to that up because even if he doesn't like her, it's still a lot cheaper for him to live with her and pretend to like her than it is for him to move out on his own and pay full rent and then potentially go date again when he could literally just date on the side and cheat on her.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy? Like, why don't?
I personally think men don't leave when they're unhappy. It's because 9 times out of 10 they've been in a relationship long enough to be in a position where when they leave, it's emotionally traumatic. And what I mean by that is you're leaving the wife that you've known 5-10 years. You're leaving the son or the daughter that you've known 3 to 4 years. You're leaving the house that you've put all of your work into. You're leaving the neighborhood where your neighbors know that they can come to you and they can say, hey, how's your day? And there's no animosity. It's all a good thing. To me personally, when you're unhappy in a relationship, it's better, forgive my words, it's just better to find something else that makes you happy. I'm not saying go find another woman, because obviously a woman is what made you unhappy. Go find something else that will make you happy, that will suffice, that will bring about the joy that you desire, the joy that you need, the happiness that you want. Because if you're looking for happiness and joy in a person, a spouse, a significant other, you're looking for the wrong fucking thing out of them. Look to them to be what you expect them to be and who you know they are. You'll never be disappointed again. You'll never be disappointed again. Been married 25 years. 25 years. I do not expect anything new because I know who I have. I know what she's about. I know what makes her happy and all this stuff. Yes, I've been unhappy in this relationship and it happens. I've been sad in this relationship and it happens. It's part of relationships. But when you can power through and you can find a reason to be where you are and you can find your happiness in other things and still coexist with this person, then life can be better. Take it for what it is. Know that you are loved. And if the situation is bad enough, get out. It's better to start all over with nothing than to go into the ground with nothing.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy?
See, as a man, we are builders. We just absolutely builders. So it's just like, if you already built a foundation for a house, is you gonna go start to build another house? It's like, no, I already built my foundation with this girl. I'm not gonna go move and try to, you know what I'm saying, build something else with another girl. It's already hard enough with girls flaking, girls saying I'm gonna do this, and do that. They don't keep their word. So do you really want to go back out here? But with her, since she does the flaking, she just like, I know if I cast my net out there, I can get whatever guy I want. It's dudes in my DM while we in a relationship. Ain't no girls in his DM. So if a woman is unhappy, she know that, okay, I can just go out here and get any lollipop that I want, and then he'll make me happy. But the man, he go out there, he not getting no lollipops, he not getting no option, no nothing. Crazy.
I feel like women can't handle the ultimate truth, innit?
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one, y'all? Because this male's answer is in response to the question of why don't males leave when they're unhappy in a relationship? The way these males have convinced themselves that the reason why they're not honest with us is because we can't handle the honesty is hilarious, truly. Because if anybody can't handle honesty, I would say it's y'all. Because if y'all could handle honesty, then more of y'all would be honest up front and admit what you're actually wanting from us than lying and manipulating in the hopes that we don't say no. Let's just call it what it really is, okay? It's not that we can't handle the honesty. It's that y'all cannot handle the consequences of your honesty. Y'all cannot handle the potential finality of your honesty. Because the likelihood of her spinning the block on you if you're honest and close the door yourself is not very likely, and y'all don't like that. So instead, y'all put the responsibility of ending things on us and hoping that the door is not fully closed and still a little cracked so you can come back in when you're ready to. But cut the malarkey and stop trying to put y'all's fears on us, please.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy?
So I done talked about this before, but for a lot of men, it's not necessarily about happiness. It's about what's logical and what makes sense. So even if they're not happy with the woman that they with, as long as she can provide the logical things that he need, like her taking care of the home, her being, passive, her not bringing too much drama to him, he can still go out and do whatever it is that he want to do, and then he can still come home to his clothes washed, the house clean, the kids taken care of. Why would he leave that, right? Even if he necessarily can't be happy with her, he still has figured out this hack where he can still have her and then go find his happiness with another woman on the side. Meanwhile, he vetted a victim good enough to know that this woman ain't going nowhere. And most of the time, once they hit the woman with all of these kids and sit her down, they ensured that she ain't going to go nowhere, right? Because now if she go back out there, now she is this woman with multiple kids. That's going to be harder for her to find somebody else. So they get her right where they want her. And then they still can go have their fun on the side. She passive and a doormat enough to let him do it. So he winning really on every side of it. So why would he leave? And if it really get that bad and he don't want to be with her, he'll just find a way to make her leave him. But most of the time, men fully think these things through. It's not a rash decision where, I'm unhappy, I'm going to leave the way women will do. No, they fully think this out. It doesn't make sense to leave, right? They can't make it make sense on leaving, ending up having to pay child support, ending up having to pay alimony, having to find somebody to then cook for them, clean for them. That doesn't make sense. But what does make sense is keep what I got and get something on the side.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy?
Pick me. Easy answer. Most men operate off logic. Most women operate off their feelings. Happy, mad, sad. Those are feelings. And a lot of times, these are the reasons a lot of women leave their relationship. As a man, you know that you have an amazing woman. Y'all might not be happy today, but y'all can be happy tomorrow. There were times where I didn't like my girl, who's my wife now, 2-3 weeks at a time, 2-3 months at a time. But if I would have left because I was unhappy, we wouldn't be happy today. We wouldn't be married today, but we are. And there's so many women who leave their relationships, who go looking at their DMs, who go messaging guys, who start going out on dates because they're unhappy. Like they can't work through those problems. Like they're not going to have those similar problems with the next dude unless they fix themselves. It's so many chicks I know who left a good dude. Now they be squaring up with their new dude. They over there chasing chicks and cars and all kind of wild stuff.
Why don't men leave when they're unhappy? Why don't men...
Because a man's unhappiness and a woman's unhappiness is two complete different types of unhappiness. When a woman is unhappy, it's because she's not respected, she's neglected, she's not being treated right, she's not being cherished, right? She wants certain things and she's not getting it. When a man is unhappy, when a man is unhappy, it's typically not for the same reasons of the woman. A man can stay with you and be completely unhappy. He can hate you. He can wish you was not alive anymore. But as long as he's getting sex from you, he'll stay. As long as he got a place to lay his head, he'll stay. As long as he can play the game, he'll stay. A man can hate your soul and love you for the benefits.
Thank you all for sticking around to this point. I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comment section. So for me, I feel like men are not going to leave, but they will do things that will make their woman leave. So that's just either being a coward or because you're benefiting something from a woman. Let me just generalize it. African men. I'm going to tell you African men because I'm in Africa. African men are not going to leave you when they're unhappy in a relationship. Even if they're having issues with you, they're not going. Some of them will not even sit you down and talk to you about it. Some of them will not even try to find solution. Do you know what they do? They will go outside and find that happiness. And what is going outside finding happiness means is looking outside, looking at other women, cheating, and once they start cheating, most of them, when they are not even happy in the relationship, and the moment you go out and start cheating and looking at another woman, what you think you're looking for in your wife that you're not seeing, you will definitely find it outside. And you think that that's a woman that you're supposed to marry, then the whole attention is already taken away from your wife inside. Then when the wife finds out that you're no longer giving her that attention, then she becomes unhappy and she becomes neglected. Then the marriage is over, because of course when a woman is not happy, forget it, that home cannot be happy. That home can never be. And I really don't know why African men does this. They won't leave, but I have someone that the husband was one that was like, he's done with the relationship. I really don't know why, but he had to leave the marriage, and that was like a rare occasion, like 1 out of 100. When it comes to men leaving a marriage, men will stay regardless. They will stay with their full chest, even though there's nothing bringing joy for them in the marriage. They will stay there. What they will do is they're going to leave the house for you. If you have kids, they'll leave the house for you, go somewhere else and start staying. So far they'll make the woman like the nanny, taking care of the kids. Okay, let me just leave her so she'll be taking care of. They will frustrate you to the extent that you'll be the one to say, okay, I volunteer, I want to leave this marriage. The woman has to be the one be like, okay, I'm done, I have to leave. But they are done. The men are the first person being done. But they won't come out to say that, oh, I'm actually done. Can we just call it off? Or this is why I'm not happy. Can we work on this? Men will never. African men will never. They'll always do it the opposite way. They'll go outside to get ideas, to get information, also even find their happiness and hang out with friends, tries to look for another woman to cheat on, and that's it. And when the man said, the first video, the guy said women cannot handle the truth. Have you guys tried telling women the truth and see if they can handle it? Do you think we can handle the truth, or you cannot handle the reaction after telling us the truth? Because most of the time women just want to know the truth. We just want to know the truth, what you feel, what's going on. You can't just come and start giving attitude and you're not happy, you don't want to leave, but there's no how, because you can't pretend forever. If you're not happy at somebody, you can't pretend forever. If you're trying to pretend today, probably tomorrow your true color is going to show out. It's going to be obvious that you're not happy, and it's going to actually kill the other person inside, because the other person will feel like, oh, this person is not happy with me, and what am I doing here? And that makes it look as if it's women that always leave relationship. That's not true. Men are are most of the time always pushing women. It's very hard. See, guys, when it comes to Africa, it's difficult for a woman to just decide and say she's not doing again. Do you know why? For a woman to stand up and say she's not doing again, she's not doing marriage again in this part of the world, is because the man has added up to a year. Like, she's already done. Like, she can't take it anymore. It has gotten too much. Then the woman will decide to leave. If it has not gotten to that stage, a woman do not just wake up one day and say she's done. Marriage in Africa, that's how it is. Anyways, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. How is it that men always stay in a relationship even though they are unhappy? Why do they stay there? One of the guys said in the speech that men always try to work things out. They don't believe that it's every time you always leave a marriage or a relationship. They try to work things out. Yeah, I accept that, and yeah, I agree with that, because most of the time what a man thinks after an argument is not about leaving. But women, once there's a small issue, the first thing that comes to a woman's head is, I want to leave. But men always see it like, oh, it's just a disagreement, we'll sort it out, you know. I agree with that. But then we still want to know why men decide to stay even while they are unhappy. And that's what today's video is all about. Thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and comment and subscribe, of course. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.